Good morning, space lasers. How are you doing? It is me. It is my audio is really low for some reason. I'm just going to see if I can sort that out at all on any end. Don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. How are you doing? It is Death by Admin morning. Yay! And we are going to go over Canva today. And I actually have a friend with me. It is Claire. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
You can hear her, but you can't see her. She is there, and she is controlling the Canva page. So there you go. All good fun of the fair. So we're just going to go over some of the elements of Canva that are really cool, and show Claire how to use it a bit more, and some of the usability and some of the other parts that are inside it. I work with a couple of teams in my day-to-day real life, and they have been asking for a Canva. What is it, like a Canva class, I guess? And we couldn't get everybody on the same day and stuff like that. So we've done it this way around. So we've done it like this. So there you go. Hi Peter, how you doing? I can't imagine that many people will be interested in watching us do this all day because like it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird thing to be doing anyway. Yeah, so we're gonna go through this. So basically, Claire, for your sake specifically, the DI, what does that say? DI socials folder that in all this. Okay, so first of all, on Canva you can have folders and it can keep all of your images and everything together. So I highly recommend you just using Canva. This is a paid version of Canva. It's £10 a month. So I do recommend using it to put all your stuff on it, all your images, and you can do 3-minute videos, you can do audio, you can do everything. You can put those into Canva and it'll just keep it for you, and that saves space on your hard drive if you're like me that keeps on maxing out my hard drive every project that I work on, so it's a good place to keep it. So Claire, if you go to the DI Socials folder and open that, you'll actually find that there's a folder in there with logos. Yeah, so this is where I put everything that's either logo driven, or I've obviously put my merch stuff in here so I know where it is when I want it back out again. I also keep a version of all of these on my Dropbox because obviously keeping one thing in any kind of one file is going to be a risky business. So if you scroll down a bit, you can see there's deathingloria.com, there's the starting soon stuff in my font, and keep going. And then there's the Death by Admin in my font, and then there's the Death and Gloria logos. And so I can, if somebody wants something, I can just ask them what format they want it in, and then I just can download it directly from here in any format that they ask. So rather than having to grab my logos from another picture or anything, it's all just in here, so it can just be taken out and plopped on a screen somewhere. Does that make sense, Claire?
Yeah.
Cool. So if we go into the main page, the home page, I guess we're just going to start by creating a new thing. So if you refresh this page, it's my hope that there should be something I've created already. Yeah. So the Atlanta May presentation jobby down the first one. No, not that one. No. Down in my designs. Sorry. Yeah. So this particular template is for it's full screen. So if you're doing a TV screen, or it's a 1080 screen. Hey, there's Rick. Rick has joined us. Thank you. Death by Admin, it shall be. Yes, indeed. It's definitely, we're killing everybody today with this nonsense. Okay, so this is for TV screens. So I generally do start all of my stuff in this because it's the largest format I'm ever going to need for social media and for a lot of things. And the really great thing about Canva is this is a 1080, so that's normal TV screen affair, but you can make it bigger, so it will allow you to download it far bigger than it starts out with, which is great as well. So if you go to the uploads, which is on the left hand side, you know it. So this is Atlanta May, who is the performer we're going to have at the library next Friday. So we're going to use her landscape picture. Let's start with that. Right, so if you delete that picture back out again, just for a wee second, and then pull the original picture, just pull it into the space, don't click on it yet, and then it will fit, so it will fit to the space. So, and delete that again. And then go back and pull it in slower. Yeah, move it back out again. Move it back out. And in. There you go. And it fits it to its space, so you don't have to deal with it anymore.
Okay.
So you can do that with any of the templates, like if it's Instagram or whatever, and it will just center it into the best part. So that might save you a little bit of time if you're dealing with multiple Instagrams and things like that. But for this particular thing, I would like you to delete that again, and then pull in the first one you had. Yeah, because what we're going to do is we're going to play with this photo a little bit. So up at the top, I've got an element that says effects. And the reason the whole thing I use Canva because I was never a Photoshop generation, and now I can do all the things that I want to do in Photoshop actually in Canva. and they keep on adding elements, which are really cool. So I thought I'd just go through them. There's Abby has joined us too. Hi, Abby. Happy. Right, so in the effects, the very top one, which is the one I use now pretty much all the time, is background remover. Yeah, so just hit that and see what happens. Like some things it will remove the background very well, and some of it won't, because it really depends on whether there's a good color definition between the foreground and the background. Let's just see what happens. Ah, there we go. We've got a face. Hooray! So on the left hand side, you've got two buttons. One says erase and one says restore. So if for whatever reason it doesn't take away everything that you want it to take away, you can go and use the little pen function in the erase. So if you just press erase, yeah, and you get some options for brush size. Now this is a very Photoshop kind of affair. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can move it up and down, and that's the size of your brush, is the round circle that's coming on screen. So if you now go onto the picture and just make a cut somewhere, just go like press down on your mouse and drag it over. Yeah, there you go. So you've deleted a little bit of Atlanta over there. So if you go to the restore button, you can restore that. Just wipe over the top of that little bit again. There you go, and just back. And yeah, so if you wipe the restore button anywhere on that picture where it's not, yeah, where the checks are, just, yeah, you'll see that the rest of the picture behind it has now started to reappear. So you can have her in a bubble, or, you know, whatever you want it from the original picture. You can do all of these things. So if we just get rid of, just erase those extra little balls that you've put in. Just, yeah. Yep. Cool. And now we can, yep, sweet. So it's press done at the top. Yep, and then we're just going to pick a background for, it doesn't really matter what it is. So we can make it a video, because this is something Canva's added recently as well, is the video section. So if you go down to videos, yep, and then up the top, what do we want? Like a stage, or like band stage, or, you know, it's just stage lights, or I don't know, something. You want something bright, because her thing's quite bright. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but yeah. And then you go to the position section at the top. Yeah, and put backwards. And then you can align Atlanta onto her disco stage. Disco stage. Yeah, remember that if you pulled that video in and just put it up to the side, it would have filled that whole space.
So shall I delete that?
Yeah,
And
yeah, you can if you want. Yeah, why not? The pop off later to another live. Oh, no worries, Abby. No worries. It was nice to have you this morning. Yeah. So there you go. There's Atlanta in a nice disco setting, and you can play the video behind her, and she won't move, but the video will play behind her. We probably want some words on here. We will probably want, you know, her name playing at the library or whatever. This is not, by the way, Atlanta, if you're watching this, this is not what your image is going to look like, so don't worry about that.
that one's better.
Yeah, well, you can change it. Just go ahead. I mean, it would just change it to whatever you want. You just play with it. Oh yeah. Thing is, that's the wrong color for the lighting that's on her. You could put in stage lights orange, I guess, because you're getting kind of blues at the moment. You can search for that. Yeah, they might have it, they might not. There's a more orangey one. That looks slightly more believable. Ever so slightly. Anywho's, we're going to want to put some words on this. So we're going to want to put Atlanta's name somewhere on it. Yeah, so you want to put you can press the text button on the left-hand side. Or are you still putting stuff in the background? Yeah, if you made her bigger, she might fit.
I think I missed you for a second.
That's all right. If you make Atlanta bigger, that might
Just
work.
by dragging a corner.
Yeah, by dragging a corner, yeah. Go. Yeah, so we can play. What we can do is now play with Atlanta's lighting a little bit to try and fit her into this background a bit more. So if you click on her picture, and you should get adjust at the top.
Yeah.
Let's hit that. So I think we want to kind of mute her out a little bit, probably. So there's a saturation thing. You have a little play with that, pulling it back and forward. That might get it. See, that puts her in it a bit. And then you can tint her a little bit to the colors of purple. That might work. Just move that around. See if you can get a purpley one. There you go. That's not too... I mean, we've obviously created this photo. But that's not too disbelievable, I think. If you made her a bit bigger, it might be a bit better. But with all these adjustment bits, you can do all sorts of stuff. So I tend to do, when I'm doing stuff for Instagram, I would put up the brightness of a thing and then put up the contrast. So if you go in and put up the brightness, yeah, a little bit, and then put up the contrast, yeah, and then fiddle with the contrast a little bit. It brings out the colors a bit. It makes the blacks pop more. That's maybe a little bit too much, and probably a little bit too bright for that environment, perhaps. Yeah, there you go. I mean, what does that look like to you?
Yeah.
She's got a bit of a halo around her head, but that's what you get when you're doing dark things on dark things. You end up with this yellow. This halo comes out on it. But I think her shoulder looks pretty good. I mean, that would probably pass as a real photograph on first look. Sorry? What'd you say?
Move her over.
Move her over. Yeah.
Cool.
That might fool someone on the first glance, for sure. Why not? Her photo, by the way, whoever took her photos, the photos are great. I'm not going to fiddle with them this much. We're just using it as an example. Cool. So you've got something behind her, but obviously we don't really want stuff to move behind her anymore, because this is actually working out to be a decent looking photo, and the light's not going to change on her, is it? So the fact that there's a video, we probably don't want to play it because it kind of looks fine as it is. So we want to add more stuff. So let's go to the text section. And Canva's done this thing now that's really kind of cool. It has given you a ton of ready-made animated, ready-made stuff. Which you could, all those, you could just use any of those and just do it straight away. You know.
Be brave, Atlanta.
Yeah, so just move that off her face. I mean, you're not going to want to leave it there, are you? Yeah, so you can also now go to the effects section at the top, on our bar at the top, yeah. And now you've got effects that you can do on any format, any font that Canva has. You can do all of these effects on it. So you can put a glowy thing on. You can put shadow in. Yeah, you can change the colors of stuff and put. I often put glow on it because I like the glow stuff, but. You can do whatever you like. Woo! Oh yeah. And adjust it. Yep. you can change the color of the font and yeah, change the color to something. I mean, the purple's great, but you know, just for ooh, that's a nice purple too. Yep. And you can also up the top where you just change the color. You have you have bold and italics if the font allows for it, which this one doesn't. You can center it left. You can work. I don't know the technical terms for these things. You just use them. So beside the italics, there is a center button.
Alignment.
Yeah, alignment. There you go. And then you can put dots on it. Is the next one. You can no the one beside that. Yeah. Which you know we're not. I know you can number them and stuff like that. And then this one I use quite a lot, which is the alignment of the actual letters and stuff. So that's puts and then the letters is something that you'd use quite often if your text is quite if you've got heavy text. If you're doing I did like a newsletter template years ago, and I'd use this. So if I had more, you know, because a newsletter you've got specific space, and you're probably using the same template every time. So you'll have like a photo, text, right? And you don't want to mess with your pages that much. But sometimes the articles have more letters, or more words, or less words, and you have to try and fit them in. So you use this letter spacing to fit in the same amount of words within the same space for like newsletters and whatever. But I also use it if the font is hard to read. Like you space out the letters and it makes it easier to read.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, sorry?
I can definitely think of a few fonts that would be useful for.
Yeah, so at the same time, I've also used it on like logos and stuff to squeeze the words together. So sometimes I use the first and top word and the bottom word. I'll actually put them on top of each other because that's something I want them to do. But yeah, that's where all of that comes from.
Anchor text box.
I don't know what that does, so why don't we hit that? I don't know that. Yeah, maybe that will keep the text box if it scrolls down. If it's a large picture, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what that does. Anyway, so there's a whole heap of things we've just done. Have I covered stuff that you didn't know?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Abby's asking, are we using the pro version? Yes, we are, and it's the £10 a month or whatever it is. If you're out there in internet land and you have a question about Canva that you want us to go into, just hit us up. That's fine. The spacing is called kerning. Comes from letterpress world. Well, there you go. Kerning. There you go. That's what you call spacing of letters. Thanks, Abby. Doo-doo. Okay, so what else can we add to this picture? We can add audio. We're going to add in some animation as well, probably, because we can. But let's save the audio to last, actually. So let's go to elements, please.
Yeah.
And what do we want in the background? Like maybe purple hearts or purple stars or something. So we just go up to the top and request for it. Stars, sure, why not? Animated. Just write animated in there. While I drink my coffee from a big cup.
There we go.
There we go. How about that? How about them apples? Look at all that. Look at all that stuff. There's tons of it.
My little girl go nuts for these stars.
So yeah, just pick whatever you fancy, really. Whatever you fancy. I quite like the dot matrix stars, but you know, whatever. You're the creator today. You just do what you want.
Oh, what did I do?
Okay, that's fine. So at the top, there's a little arrow. Yeah, let's go back. Or you can press your Apple key Z or Action Z, whatever it is.
Yeah, I've gone back too far. So I've lost.
Oh, it's because you played it to the end of the video. But in fairness, because we're not doing it as a video anymore, we're using it as a picture. It's going to take the image from the first frame of the video.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry about that too much. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look, still doesn't look like it's too far away from it. But anywho, yeah, so
how do you get the I guess you just put it on and then
yeah, so just whack it on there, and then you can make it bigger if you want. I mean, if I was going to do something like that, I'd definitely fill the whole screen with it.
yeah, that's what I think. I mean, if they're not gonna like move it from the side, but you have to do it just from the corners.
Oh yeah, you have to pull it out from the corners, yeah. So if you want to see I mean, yeah, so for something like this, if you were going to pull a picture out to be quite large, what you could do is down the bottom you'll see a thing that says 46%. If you hit on that, yeah, you can zoom yourself out to like 10% or 25% or whatever, and you'll be able to see it, and so you'll be able to pull it out more. This is also good if you're working in multiple pages, you know, and it's all a bit of a hoo-ha. But that looks pretty good. Are we still on the? You're still on the stars? So you can adjust the color of those stars the way we did before to try and fit them in a bit. You could also make them slightly see-through so they're not so abrupt. Oh no, that's still Atlantis one. So don't worry about that. You're still in Atlantis one.
Oh. Where's the background gone?
I don't know. Just press your go back button. Yeah, so if you select your stars, if you pick your stars, you can make them a bit opaque. So like, yeah, so, yeah, there we go. Press that. What's that called? Transparency.
Oh, that's her.
That's her, yeah.
Let me tell this now again. That mustard. That mustard.
Oh yeah. Cool. Oh no. It's still her.
Still her, I think.
Alright, so what you can do is put her back to 100%. No, in transparency, because she's see-through at the moment. Yeah, that's cool. Right, so now I position her behind the stars, because sometimes it's difficult that way. So put the stars over the top of her for now. Yep, and then click on the top layer. There you go, you've got the stars.
Okay. And then...
We've lost our background again, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Yeah, and then plonk them, position them back behind her. It hasn't done it.
I don't know where she's gone.
That's alright, just hit the position and try and put the stars backwards, Shirley. Can you do that?
It's not giving me the option.
Okay, I think maybe it's just having it. Canva does have, I mean, I think it's just having a bit of a Barney. That's fine, let's just try and put the video back in and hopefully it'll write itself in a wee second. So if you go back to the video section, at the top you will get, you've still got it there. You can just pull it in from there. What is happening?
I can just place background, is that right?
Yeah, and then
Where's she gone now?
yeah, you have to move the video backwards. Oh no, I think you're frozen. This is what you get when you work across multiple things. Yay! Oh, there we go. You're back.
I'm still connected.
Still connected. So just move let's try and move everything backwards.
So I'm going to click on this. I can only move that forwards, whatever that is.
That's interesting. So is Atlanta still behind the video? Oh dear.
What is that? That's... So detach the video from the background.
Detach the video from background. Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Is she still there?
She's
no,
not
she's
there.
gone.
She's gone. You've deleted her.
She's gone. She has.
So do you want to just go back, or do you want to just put her in again?
I can just put her in again, can't I?
Yeah. So I think Canva does still have some bugs in it, you know, but it's working itself through. So we want to remove that background.
Yeah, where was that again?
The effects.
In effects.
So yeah, Canva still has its bugs. You can mitigate this by saving the images and downloading them without backgrounds and stuff like that, and then re-uploading them again, so you've always got them without the background on if you wanted to do it that way. When I'm doing stuff with Photoshop and what else am I doing with After Effects and Animate, then I have my assets without the backgrounds on them to start with. When I make them, so it's kind of the same thing, I guess. But Canva shouldn't really be making you redo the work again. But there you go. So we did some filtering on her, I think, before, didn't we? Or was it adjusting? It wasn't filters, it was adjusting, yeah.
So we did, what did we do? Saturation, was it?
Yeah, we pulled that down a wee bit. Yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, and we made her a bit purpley.
And tinted up to...
I think your internet's messing up, unfortunately. Oh no!
Yes, it's gone all blurry, but I wasn't doing that before.
I don't know why it's doing that on it should write itself in a wee second.
Yeah, the video's gone now.
Oh, what? Alright, well, she doesn't get a video. How about that? Anyway, this, I mean, it should, I don't know why it's not working.
I'm gonna just get my phone.
And the stars are back in front of her again. It seems like we've gone back a few steps.
Yeah, I find it hard to grab things singularly, because now they've got layers over. That's all right because that's small, but I think the stars and her are kind of at the same. Do you know what I mean?
Can you not move the stars behind her?
That is the stars, isn't it? Yeah, see, they're saying they are behind her, which is weird.
If you move the stars to one side, move the stars to one side. Yep, and then pick her, and then move her forward. It won't let you move her forward. Okay, so
The
here is a
video.
nice introduction to Canva, but then Canva's decided it will not play ball, so that's fun. I think everything started going wrong when you picked those stars, so maybe there's something in those stars.
I don't know.
Let's
Get rid of
pick
the
different
stars.
stars. Welcome to designing with cheap tools. And now you've lost your oh, there you go. Go back.
And there. Right. So we were going to go back to elements.
Right.
I'm going to pick a star. I'm just going to give her 1.
Just give her 1 star. Even though she's a 5-star actress, singer. She's very good. You should all go and pay attention to her music.
There you go.
There you go. And then you put your video back in, and let's see if that does it, shall we? Maybe it's the video that's causing you the problem because your computer kind of stops working. Your feed stops working when you put a video in.
Really?
You can, Abby's asking in the chat, can you bring layers forward? You can bring layers forward, but for some reason it's not working out very well for her. Canva has started removing the ability to move things back and forward, it would seem, so yeah. So where's Atlanta gone now?
So now I've lost her again.
So let's go back, do your back button and get Atlanta back on, and then we will do a background that's not a video because it seems like that's a problem for the computer, or something is not happy with that. So let's just go to photos. You know, like you can do purple. We kind of want things that are purple, so like purple stage set, or you know, something. I have found that, so in Canva I do find that it goes a bit dodge if you have multiple people in it, and I don't think I'm in it at the moment. I'm pretty sure I'm not in it. I'm not in it. But there's maybe a couple too many of us that use it. So there's that purple lighting one at the top looked kind of cool.
It gone. Halfway. Ah, there we go. But lost her again now.
Canva, what are you doing? This is not a good. Here we
Can
are
you still
trying to
hear me?
advertise your wares. Yeah, we can hear you. Here's us trying to help you out by advertising your wares, and you're causing us all sorts of problems. What? Silly Canva. Okay, everyone just use Photoshop. Just go back to Photoshop. This is just crackers.
Oh, I'm like that guy from Good Omens that breaks all the computers.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you move? Is she still there, or what's happened?
I don't know. I don't think she's still there because she was quite big and she's nowhere. And I can't get a position. Like that says position. That's got a position.
And now she's gone.
I need to touch. Yeah, she's gone.
What, Canva? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is so easy, Canva. What's the crack? You can just go backwards. Oh, do you know what? It doesn't really matter what we've got. For the next bit I was going to show you was how to reformat it to lots of different things. So really it doesn't matter. Just move your star and your Be Brave into the middle, and we'll call that a day on the designed element, shall we? So I would say go up the top and save this as Be Brave TV, because then you know what format it's in.
You saved that here.
Yeah, you can do it there, yeah.
Be Brave TV.
Yep. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, Be Brave TV. So now we're going to resize this for all our multiple platforms. So because we work in events, we probably want a Facebook event page, banner, a web, like a Twitter and an Instagram stuff. So we're going to do that. So I have learned the hard way to only do the resize one at a time, because if you do multiples, then you forget what format stuff's in and it gets really confusing. So the easiest one for us to swap this to right now would be the Twitter banner, because that's the closest to it, right?
Okay.
So you go to resize and hit that, and you'll see all the different things at the top. And if it's not in the recent used, you can just type it in Twitter. And we want Twitter post.
And then copy and resize?
Yes. So what I do at this point is actually close the window with the other one on it, because you don't need that anymore.
Okay.
So there we go. And so I would probably want to make the text bigger, and so so Be Brave Twitter. Yeah. I'd probably make the text bigger.
Make the text big.
Yeah. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we would resize again for our next one. So the next one that's closest to this one, I think, is probably a Facebook event cover. And the Facebook event cover will just for point of reference, the Twitter one works best on Ticket Tailor. For it's little, like, you need a little thing for Ticket Tailor for its like banner or whatever, and the Twitter graphic works pretty well on Ticket Tailor and also on MailChimp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So even though they're smaller sizes, the Facebook banner will work pretty well on MailChimp as well. I think. So is this the Facebook? No, this is the Twitter one.
No, this is the Facebook one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh. Is it? Yeah, I'm sure I did. Event cover, not banner.
Cool. That probably works out all right. Unless you want to move stuff around.
Yeah, maybe this. Yeah.
Yeah. That is Coolidge. Coolidge. Yeah, so and then we would go to the next one, which is Instagram, which is the weirder one.
What's post or story?
Well, either one, they're both weird. They're both a mammoth pain in the butt. So Instagram story. So when we put this on Instagram, it's actually going to be a video, right? Because it's got a star on it. We could make it into a GIF, but it's still same difference. So you can only have a minute on 3 minutes on Instagram. Is it 3 minutes? I think it's 3 minutes.
It's like 15 seconds on a story, isn't it?
Yeah. And Facebook stories are 20 seconds, I think.
Okay. So am I saving this to Instagram story now?
You can resize it to Instagram story.
Because that's a weird size as well.
This is the most exciting live stream I think I've ever done in my life. For sure.
This is the only Instagram story I've done in my life. Instagram live stream.
Abby is asking when I'm using a template, I download when I'm done and I move on to another one, and it always seems to overwrite the one before. Is that on here or on MailChimp? How do I make sure it's saved properly? I would just start another one. Oh, hold on. So you make a template of something in Canva, and then you want to use that template again for another project. Then you just make a copy of it. So we'll do that. Yeah, we can do that. Anyway, this is your Insta story. Be brave, Claire. Be brave. Okay, so if we go to the homepage, we can look at what Abby's asked, I think. So let's refresh the top page as well. So let's pretend our Insta story has come up. Yep. So let's pretend the Insta story is our template, and this is what we want to use again going forward, but we don't want the original one to change.
You want me to go back to the home page? You don't want me to click on it.
That's right. So in those 3 dots on the page, you can make a copy. And it'll be an exact copy, and then Claire can go in and she'll change whatever she wants to change, and then rename it to whatever the next one is, and then you've got the original and that one, I guess. Does that seem legit?
Yeah. My internet must be slow. It's never normally like this.
Sorry, just click on it and it'll open up, I think. There you go. And then change it. Be safe. And then change the title of it, because you don't want it to be turned. So there you go. We answered a question. Hooray! Amazing. Yeah, you can just make a copy. You can then put your if you're using something for a template, you can make a folder for it and then put your stuff in your folder, and then just have a template folder where you go back to and reuse it. Stuff again. Rick is not a fan of Photoshop. I think when Canva works, it does really well at doing all the basic stuff that people for social media need and stuff. And if you're not a designer, you can obviously see down the left hand side that there's loads of templates you can just use and make your own. So that's kind of cool too. Yeah. So I think, Claire, I just wanted to show, I know you and I have done this already, so I just wanted to show everyone else the social media planning tool that Canva now has. And we've used it, and I'd like to know what your thoughts on it as a what do you call it? Content planner?
It was good for something. It was a while back since we used it actually, but I'm trying to remember what we could use it for now. What was tricky about it?
It doesn't do Instagram, for a start.
Yeah, it doesn't do Instagram, so I think we're using it for Twitter. No, what was it?
We only used it for Twitter, in fairness. We have tried to do it for Facebook and Twitter, but Facebook's own social media, what is it, Creators Studio or the Publishing Studio on Facebook does Instagram and Facebook really well, so we don't.
Business Suite.
Yeah, Business Suite.
Yeah. I think if I remember, right, if I go into one.
Yeah, so there you can email it to people, you can make a presentation out of it, and you can. Oh, you haven't added music yet. That's what we were supposed to do. Oh, is it saying it's got Instagram?
It is, but that's publishing, so I don't know about in the planner. It's been a while now since I used. Yeah, you just choose something I think there was definitely an issue with it. That was
Yeah.
or something like that.
The thing that was really tricky with it was that you can only post one thing one place. So if you were going to do multiples of something on Twitter, you had to make 3 of them and then put it up. So it's not an ideal content calendar. However, if you're short on money and you can't afford a content thing, or you've got, whatever, this actually does a little bit of content.
Image, post, you couldn't reuse that image for some reason.
Yeah, until it was published, you couldn't do it. So it's got some bugs, but it is a usable thing if you want to do that. Anyway, let's go into which we should have done this beforehand, really, before we did all the formatting, which is my fault. But we're going to put some music in, because that is a new feature that is very, very cool. So just pick anyone. It doesn't matter. Anyone you want. Hooray! And then go to audio. And any custom music you hear on any of my client work comes from here at the moment, because it's there, it's good, and it's royalty free. Oh yes, indeed. So just, you can write up the top what you like: pop, happy, drum and bass, whatever instrumental. There's loads of them, so you can just write up the top what you want, or you can just listen to them. So just press the play button and it'll give you a wee snippet. We won't hear that because it's coming through Zoom, so we won't hear it. But Claire can hear it.
You can't hear that?
Yeah, we did hear that. If I stop talking, we can hear it.
We'll go with this one.
Okay. So just drag it onto your platform. Yeah, and drop it. There you go. So the way Rick's saying he's fairly impressed with Canva. Amazing. So here's where we come into a little bit of tomfoolery. Okay, so basically, if you look at the top, there's a timer at the top. On your menu bar. Yep, and it says that's how long your video is, right? Because you need to make a video for the audio to go onto it, and it won't allow you to download audio on its own, which is a shame, because sometimes I just want the music. So sometimes I just make pictures so it thinks that I've got a whatever, so I can get the audio off. Anyway, so if you click on that timer button, you can change the timing of your video up to 30 seconds.
So we changed that to a picture, didn't we? Because the video wasn't working.
That's fine. But because you've got a moving animation, and now that you're adding audio, it's a video now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So put your timing up to 30 seconds. Yep. So we can see that the song you chose is 2 minutes and 49 seconds long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to need to add 2 minutes and 49 seconds worth of video for the song to play out throughout. Right. So if you want the whole 2.5 minutes, you need to make a video that long. So what you need to do is copy this page, which is 30 seconds, which is... no, you don't need to do that. You just go up to the duplicate button. It's just above your image. There you go. Yeah. Press that. And we need 2 minutes worth, so we need 4 of them. And actually, we need a fifth one to get us up to 2:30. And then we need a next one that's 19 seconds long. So if you click it again, yeah, and then click on that specific one. Yeah.
And take that down to 19.
Correct. There you go. Right, so if you go down to where your music icon is on your screen, yeah, press that. And now you can see at the top, everything is highlighted across this top bar, which means you'll get the whole song. So if you press play up on the top bar now, it will play the whole song.
Do we want to play the whole song?
You chose it, so there you go. So there you go. So you've got a video that is 2 minutes and 49 seconds long, which has a song on it now. Yep. So
Cool.
you can also resize that, and it will carry the music over. But we've done all of our resizing that we want to do, but I forgot to put the music on.
We did exactly the same process.
Yeah, it's the same process. So for downloading this now, so if you go to the download, we're not going to download anything, but just go to the download so we can look at it. You've got MP4 video, yes. And we do want all the images, so that's fine, it's already chosen for all 6. But if you just also pick the file type, just so we can have a look at it. So it gives you a GIF will have no sound. You know, a PNG is a file if you don't want the background. So if we remove the background earlier from Atlanta's photo, but we want to keep the photo, but we don't want a background at all with it because we want to add it to another composition or another photo or something later, then you do a PNG file and you can choose to remove its background, which is very useful. Most social media will be JPEGs, because you don't need a high quality image on socials, because the social media that you upload it to is going to squish it, compress it back down again. So just a normal size JPEG is generally fine for all social media, as long as it's formatted correctly for the social that you're putting it into. PDF standard is what you'd probably send to a client if you were doing like a newsletter and you wanted them to check it. You would probably use that. The PDF print is if you were having, like, so if I have my t-shirts and I'm sending my t-shirts to somebody, I might do it as a PDF if that's what they ask for. And the PDF print is high quality. It's a lot larger file, so you don't tend to send that PDF print version over email. But the PDF standard is something you can send over email. So I do that with a comic and all that kind of stuff. It's a SVG file I have never used because it's brand new. You can tell by the fact there's a crown beside it. I haven't used it yet, so it's probably a high level graphics thing. I think it says on it anyway. And the MP4 video is a video, obviously, in whatever format you've done, and the GIF is a lower quality file with no sound. Okay. So there you go. There's an explanation of all the bits in Canva to get us to all the other bits. I think that's pretty much everything that folks need, I guess. I guess the only thing I haven't really gone into is the styles page. So if you go to styles, yep. So you can choose, like, you can set it up here to have your corporate. If your business has a font that it uses and you want color coding on everything, you can set it up to have your own brand kit and your own brand colors, so that everyone who's in your team will know what colors that they should be using on all your branding. Or you can just choose the template colors and stuff that go together down there, and they've given you a bunch of them. They all look really lame to me, but there you go. Yeah, so they've got ones you can use directly, or you can make up your own, so your whole team knows what you're doing. Rick has come in and said an SVG is vector based, so you can resize it without loss of quality, mainly used by Illustrator. Okay, cool. So that would also be good for After Effects and whatnots, right? As I don't use Photoshop, I do use Canva to create. If I want basic shapes, if I want basic whatever, then Canva can just make it for me, and it's super fast, and it saves it in its own folder and everything, so I don't have to have that. I use it as reference as well, so I can go back up and grab things super easily. So I do use Canva an awful lot. Obviously, Canva really highly depends on your internet connection. And downloading video can take a long time. It can take a while, but it just takes time because it's rendering itself, basically. So there we go. Claire, do you feel like you've learned something today?
I do, actually, because I was really using it to be basic, I was using templates and moving stuff around and just adding text, and I was struggling to use the effects. I definitely didn't know about using the video or audio, and the different files sizes and what they are and stuff. That's useful to know as well.
Yeah. So basically,
and I didn't know how to remove background. That's excellent.
You didn't know how to remove background. Oh yeah, there's actually. Let's just go into the. Let's just open up another picture. It doesn't like. Let's just go into something else that doesn't have loads of stuff on it.
Well, just a blank page.
Yeah. We're just gonna pick anything at all. Doesn't matter.
From this, what, blank or from something that's
yeah, but blank. It doesn't matter. Just anything. There we go. Right. Okay. So let's get rid of the spring is here. Get rid of that. And that thing. That thing too, because I want the picture. Right. So we've got this picture. So if you click on the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a movie. Okay. So just get rid of that because I just want a photo of something. So yeah, just go to your photos and pick something. Doesn't matter what it is. Cool.
Do I want it to be the background?
Yeah, why not? Okay, sorry, undo that because you can't do the functions I wanted to do. So, yeah, so click on the thing on the picture. Yep. And then in the effects section, there's actually a whole heap of more things that we can do. So you've got Smart Mockups is brand new. It's like one of the latest things, and you can put your picture inside something else. So yeah, click that. So if you want yeah, so for example, go along, there's a t-shirt one. Yeah, so click the wee t-shirt guy. And now your thing's on his t-shirt. Hey, how about that?
Friend setter. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Cloud t-shirt. We should sell that on our store. We could sell that on our store, you know. I could set that up to sell on the store in about, I don't know, 35 seconds. Anyway, so that's one. Yeah, so you can go back. Just hit the back button, get rid of your remand. So basically you can put it in any product that they've got there. And then you've got all these other ones. So the top ones, the style transfer one is kind of like, it makes it look like a painting of some description. Each one's taking a little while. For sure. See, now we've got some kind of weird painting going on. Sorry, Abby, you're out of a job. Not really. I'm joking. Yeah, and then you can make it into, like, you can have it color mixed or glitchy looking, or, you know, there's all sorts of stuff they add, and they keep on adding more and more stuff down here. So there's just a ton of graphic things you can just have a play with down here. The problem with all of these things, they give you way too many options, and then you end up spending most of your time just going through and learning your options. You know, but I find the same thing happened with every program. It happens with the music stuff and all the rest. It's just like you spend like a week just going through all the options it gives you. So there you go. You've got tons to play with now.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries. So for example, the violet one on the duo tone, yeah, that's what I use for sci-fi hi-fi. So I basically just put that over the top, and then I use the filter, the adjust section to make it brighter and put in contrast. You know, like we talked about on the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, the computer's not catching up that fast. It's too bright. Is your problem? There. Oh yeah. See, it's given those clouds depth. When you do stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I use for sci-fi, hi-fi. So it's obvious which way around stuff is. So anyway, there you go. There's Rin's rundown of Canva. Everybody, amazing. What? Yeah. So cool. Claire, are you still there? Are you still there, Claire? Claire? Are you still there?
It's never happened. I've never had that sign come up. And I work on this every day.
Yeah, I think it's maybe because maybe it's the Zoom thing as well. It's maybe just a bit the computer's working too much or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there you go. There you go. First lesson down. That's pretty much everything I know about Canva. Pretty much.
Well, there's definitely stuff I can use, so that's great.
Amazing. So yeah, that's the end of our show this morning. Hooray! If you've got any questions about Canva, I mean, you can ask me, but you're probably better off finding a professional, to be fair. Asking Canva themselves. They're the ones who know about this stuff, rather than me. But I think we had some fun just messing around with Canva this morning. And thank you to Rick and Abby who joined us, and the other viewers we had who we lost, because, you know, who wants to watch this, quite frankly. Okay, so I'm going to come offline. So yeah, see all you guys tomorrow at 11 for Grunge Morning. All right, cool. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, be brave and safe. Be brave. Just be brave. Yeah.